Hi, this is Wolfgang with 6L Designs. I've had many requests for a little video about my cold cut saw, and here we go. I hope you enjoy it. I built this saw out of a DeWalt 14-inch carbide tipped metal saw on top as the actual cutting unit, and mounted it on top of a rigid compound miter saw base. Here is a box that I made to collect all the chips while I'm cutting, just to keep it clean. And this has worked really well. Kind of like this saw has been performing great for the last 6 years. This is how long I had it. It's mounted on a cart, so it's mobile. Here is kind of like the attachment that I mounted to the cart for the main cutting fence, which I can adjust. And so I have a chance to calibrate the saw after a time. I love the big base from that rigid saw. It's just working really nice and easy to read and easy to work with. And so the other thing is, on this stand that I built, here's a little tray for measuring tape. The stand that I built has shelves below the saw, so I have a place to put some clamps just to hold material in place, and below are some slots for saw blades to keep it all nice and organized. There were two reasons why I chose the base of a rigid compound miter saw. One was the size of it and the ease of motion, and the other one was this little thumb wheel as a pre-lock, which would basically click into specific angle settings. And so it was really nice and still works great to engage the saw at different angles. And so it's really quick and secure the way the saw locks into place. This portion of the video just shows the capabilities of these strong hand tools that I added to my cutting fence. I'm just showing here kind of like how I was able to clamp different materials, different shapes. This here is some round tubing, and to make adjustments on those strong hand clamps is very, very easy, and the clamping force is very high. Here I'm basically using a piece of angle, and I just make those adjustments, and I'm able to put that angle in place and cut it very, very quickly. And here the last piece that I'm using is a piece of square tubing, and equally as well. And now I'm just showing kind of like how well this is able to hold material in place, kind of like while I'm cutting, kind of like a 45-degree angle. And so it's just to engage and secure material to the cutting fence is really quick and easy. And so this is 2x2 tubing, 1/8-inch wall thickness, and I've been for the last 6 years just impressed by the ability to cut all these different materials with great ease. It cuts cold, and I can continue to work with those pieces without any kind of problem. This is the left side of my setup. It's about 6.5 feet long, and so we have this roller right here to start out with. Makes it really nice and easy to move any kind of material onto this portion of my setup. I have these stops that slide on this rail, and they are working either as material stops or as material supports. So it's nice, I can move them up and down, and I have basically 2 of them on the side, so I have a chance to support different lengths as I work on the saw. This is the right side of my saw, where I basically cut all my pieces to length. I use the 3 stops that I have in the same way as I can use them on the left hand side, so they slide on this rail, which is about 10.5 feet long, and so I can use those again as material stops or supports, and I have a chance, because of the length of the rail, to cut pieces overall to a length of 10 feet, which is as large as I normally want to cut pieces. Here is a little cart that I made to be able to collect scraps. The top is for steel and the bottom is for aluminum. This portion of the video shows the backside of my saw. Here I'm taking off that little cover to open up the chip collection box to be able to clean it out. It's very easy, works very nice, collects a lot of the chips that would otherwise kind of like make a big mess, and so it's very nice to keep this area clean. Here are the 3 brands of metal blades that I've been using: Evolution, Morse, and DeWalt. I primarily use the Morse and the DeWalt because my sharpening service, the company that provides sharpening, had a hard time welding carbide tips into the Evolution blades and making sure that they would stay straight. Otherwise, they're all good blades. At the conclusion of this video, I just want to show my tubing rack that's on the other side of my cutting station. It's 8 feet long and about 7 feet tall. I get most of my tubing in 12-foot lengths, so the upper area gives me a lot of visibility, and so I can see what I need when I purchase material for a new project. In the lower area are cutoffs that I can store there, and those areas give me great visibility for all those different profiles, materials, and those cutoffs that I have. And when I look at it from the side, I can see the different shapes, materials, and get a good idea of what I need to purchase. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again.